Hi, everybody. It is January 22nd, 2222. And I'm shaking up these runes here. I'll take those out. I don't know what this reading is going to be about. It's just a general collective reading. I just felt compelled. I didn't do the, seems like I'm doing the weekly readings for each sign of the zodiac every 2 weeks, not every week. So let's see. I have a bit of the giggles this evening as well. And I'm looking over at my laptop and I've got this little guy, little Dexter, sticking out from behind, just kind of peeking out behind me, sort of like this. That's what I was seeing behind the computer. So it was kind of funny. It was making me laugh. Okay. I have an affinity for crows. If you I have a candle lit and I just cleanse the area. I burned some sage that has, it's organic sage that I grew a couple years ago with some cedar and a few other things in there. So let's see here. Okay, so we have a lot of protection, feminine energy again. I don't normally start with the runes, but I will this time. So we have Legu, which is really the feminine energy. It's a very watery rune. We have Ceresaz, which is thorn. It's also Thor's hammer. Then we have Algiz, which is the yew tree. And it's also, you know, the structures in a home that keep it, that keep the roof in place, the framing in place. Okay, I'm going to keep those aside for a second. So we've got feminine energy protection. I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, and I'm going to also use the Universal Weight deck, and I think I'm going to use those primarily, and I'm going to clarify with the other deck. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I'm not even focused on what's happening astrologically, although we are now in Aquarius season. Nice. No offense to the Capricorns, but okay. Well, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to dive right in. So I also did, there's an audio in a different playlist there, which might help clarify the idea of the divine feminine for people who are having trouble grasping what that exactly means. What does that mean for the collective? What does that mean in terms of energy? What does that mean in terms of balancing out the masculine energy? What does it mean for men? What does it mean for people who embody the masculine energy? It's, you know, not gender specific, it's about the energy. Okay, so here we go. This is fun. Okay, the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck, we have this Queen of Wands. And I don't know, in this deck, I'm not fond of the way she's depicted. I do like the little cat sitting there at the bottom, staring. It reminds me of, you know, can't the cat look at the queen kind of idea. Okay, this is a fiery queen. And in other decks, I think it's in the Tarot of Mystical Moments, there's a giant sunflower, and she's standing at the base of it, looking up at this giant sunflower growing there. And that wand is full of new growth as well. Quite often when I get this card in, in a reading that's a one-on-one reading where somebody's asking about their love life, whether it's a man or woman, male or female, it's quite often this, if it's not themselves, the other person is somebody who's typically charismatic and creative, but also there's that um, fiery, somewhat frivolous element there. And it can also be that energy of, let's say, the other woman. And that other woman might not necessarily be the other woman. Both, in a case like that, both are the other woman, right? So that's it's an interesting energy at the bottom of the deck. So the very first card that came out was the Two of Cups. So this is not at all surprising to me, because the energies that have been going on, so I'll bring it up now because I wasn't going to talk about the astrology, but we can't really avoid it. So we've got Venus will be going direct, I think it's the 29th of January. So we're getting close to that. Venus retrograde in Capricorn. The shadow period for that goes all the way to March 1st or so, at least the first couple of days of March. So pretty much all of February, you're still going to be feeling this vibe of the heart reset. There's also a financial aspect to that, as you might have heard me say before. But it's interesting too, because I think that out of all the zodiac signs right now, Aquarius and Pisces are probably the most in the flow of that financial fortunate circumstance, whatever that is, whatever that means to you. You know, right down to like lottery winnings or being lucky, finding money or getting a bonus out of the blue or things like that. So the Two of Cups is reciprocity in a relationship, and that can be a love relationship, a friendship, depending on the other cards, which as I'm looking here look pretty good, but depending on the context, it's very balanced energy, no matter how you want to look at it, whatever type of relationship. It can be a soulmate thing, it can be a work relationship, it can even be a family dynamic where both parties are, there's this, somebody's coming forward here, taking a step. They're sort of balancing out those two cups, meeting at equal height, right in the middle, we've got that symbol of health. That's also the Kundalini, the chakras, the serpent fire, something being awake, woken up. Let's say that. Oh my goodness, Mercury retrograde. That is in effect. My tongue is not working. What language are we speaking today? So it's a very welcome card. There's sun in the background. There's this little, nice little scenery back there. Okay. A little home, some, little forest sitting up on a hill. It's typically not a negative card. And I don't read reversals. So I'm not going to explain why right now. So we've also got the Two of Wands. So the very first card that came out was the Two of Cups. The next card that came out with the Five of Cups, the Two of Wands. So holding the whole world in your hands, looking out here. So this is like the pre-planning phase. This is the looking to looking to have a plan, getting ready to make a plan. This is not yet in the planning phase. In connection with that, this is so intriguing to me because we have the 2 cups over there. These 2 cups, these 2 cups, and the other ones that are spoiled. So there's this feeling of, and in the background too, it's still nice. There's something positive over there. There's a little bit of woe is me, of crying over spilt milk kind of thing, but there's 2 more. If you just turn around, you'll see that there's 2 more. There's still opportunity here. Now it gets really exciting. So that 2 of cups is often showing up when we're looking at the soulmate cycle. So if you are not following that soulmate cycle, the twin flame journey or whatever, this, just block your ears for a couple of minutes, or look at the wallpaper. That soulmate cycle that's happening, it's been going on for a couple of years at this point, this iteration. And there's all these little things. There's people who have been showing up, especially for the divine feminine. There have been people showing up, sort of seeing if they can take on that mantle, if they can, like in a relay race. Are they gonna, it's gonna sound bad, but are they gonna pick up the baton? And maybe they're not that person, and then they'll put it down and somebody else will come along. So it's not like it's a set person, but somebody has to fill those shoes. And it's a big role to fill, because most of the divine feminines out there have been doing more work than the divine masculines. So probably, I've said this before, like maybe 75% of the feminine energies have been really a step ahead, or like 3 steps ahead. And out of the divine masculine energies, probably only about 25% have been doing what the feminine side has been doing. So it's a little off kilter, but more of the divine masculine suddenly have clued in, because the end of last year, 2021, has been like a real eye opener. And all of a sudden, they are catching up. And some of that is this vibe here, is that, woe is me, just a little bit. It's not too much, because I don't see any other cards that have that. So the very next card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, when we look at Jupiter in Pisces and Venus retrograde in Capricorn, this is this energy. This is really fortune, something karmic here, of things turning out in your favor. If you did the work, this week is looking, I would say even the next 2 weeks is exceptionally fortuitous. And we have the Ace of Wands. Something's ready to launch here. So if you are not part of the soulmate journey, twin flame journey, whatever, and this is either an existing relationship, or you are, it's not so much an existing relationship. No, it's not that. But let's say something like a work relationship, a new project, a team, a collective. So those 2 options, either the romantic side of something new, or something pre-existing, especially if it's work or friendship. There's this new burst of energy. It's revitalized. So when we have the 2 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, and this is some, like, it's like a second wind. And it's not like the Fool energy, where it's a reset button. We had that a while ago. This is really about, having that energy. It's like you're ready to do something, like you've been planning to do something, you've done all the work, and you're showing up at the race, and you eat a power bar or something. You wait about 15 minutes for that energy to come through, and you're like, yeah, now I've got the energy. Now I've got that feeling that I actually have the power to do something. It's that kind of thing. But this is like inspirational energy. It's the energy around you. It's the energy in your environment. It's the energy coming towards you, almost magnetizing, like you are magnetizing something. And then the 10 of cups, which is like, it's like a little mind blowing here. You know, the wheel of fortune with the ace of wands in this, I think very strong, as you know, the sun is in Aquarius right now. It's very strong for the tail end, maybe even going into Aries, but definitely Aquarius, Pisces. People may be at the tail end of Capricorn, really feeling this. This is that happily ever after vibe. There's a little bit of an illusion there. It is a little dreamy. It's not like the 10 of discs where it's all concrete, based in reality, whatever that is, with the legacy money and the foundations and the material world. This is how it feels. This is in your heart. This is that happily ever after vibe that's starting its completion in that way. So you might not have the tangible aspect to say, oh, I've arrived, but with the planning and the letting something go and the moving forward and luck being on your side, you know, being in the right place at the right time, showing up. Showing up is 80% of really. I'm going to leave those aside for a second. I'm going to switch over to the Light Seers deck. Okay. Look over there for a second because it smelled like that sweet grass was burning again. It's not, fortunately. I mean, I don't want it to just catch on fire by itself, but it's a sign. I also have, and if you can get this, it's really handy. I have a hydrosol of sweetgrass, and that way you can spray it like a mist if you're ever somewhere where you can't, where you're not allowed to burn anything, where you can't burn incense or, you know, light a match, like in a hospital or, you know, so many places indoors that you're not allowed to burn things and you want to cleanse the air. It smells great too. It's made from, you know, it is natural. That's right. Just looking to clarify what has already come up. You can't see the cards, and I just say, Oh. First card out, the Hanged Man. So this is offering you, there's a little perspective over here. So this is playful energy. This is not being caught up. This is not being stuck. This is a normal delay. It's like taking a little break, seeing things in a more lighthearted way. We have another ace connected with it, and that's the Eight of Swords. So your intellect is there. This helps balance out that 10 of Cups. That 10 of Cups is basically saying, it's all coming. You've got everything. It's the big picture. It's all the big picture stuff that you ask the universe for. You can put that aside, knowing that it's coming. Now, it's almost like, yeah, we've got the work order to give you your 10 of Cups. Now you have to do all these different steps and take this form and have it stamped over there, and then take some more steps and take all these little steps for the next however many weeks and use your intellect. This is about using your intellect and learning a few things. Clarifying that, there's the wheel again, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, balancing the light and the dark, nice tree pose, very confidently up there. It's not just one wheel, it's many wheels. Okay, and they're almost like compasses as well. What direction do we go in? Okay, how do you balance that out? It's like it's balancing out for you. The universe says, okay, we will balance this out. If what you are seeking is balance and harmony and love, just keep moving forward and we will give it to you. Okay, and sometimes moving forward energetically, yes, it's maybe not moving forward in the direction that you were going. So I've said this to people. I actually said this in class this week, that when you go around with new information, you revisit certain things. They might be habits and patterns or people from the past showing up, and you reach that same point again, but you're not on a flat plane. You're like in a spiral, like a slinky. You take a slinky and you pull it apart, and you're moving up a level each time. You get to look at that from this place. Okay, that spiral that shows up in the cards is, has that Fibonacci sequence. And there's a lot of math and sacred geometry here. Inspiration, again, in a different way, in an intellectual way. Now, here's a really interesting thing. We've got, I'm going to do it this way. So we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Earthy energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. However, when you, doesn't have to be those signs, but when you see these king and queen of the same suit, it's usually divine counterparts, and it doesn't matter what the signs are, but these are, look at these, they are comfortable, they are content, they are happy, they know what their position is, they know that they are connected, they're also facing each other, which is really good. The card that showed up in between them, so this is interesting, the Eight of Cups. That's walking away from something that you might have been really dedicated to, something that you might have put a lot of effort into, something that, it's often something like, it could be a project, or it could be a relationship, it could be staying with something as long as you need to, but a little bit more, just a little bit more, and then you end up walking away from it, maybe not knowing what's on the horizon, even though that thing, sometimes people continue to do things simply because they put a lot of effort into it. And there is a sweet spot between not giving up on something too soon, being really frivolous and saying, oh, it's like, this didn't work, I'm going to scrap it, and then moving on to the next thing. Or, you're trying to create something like an innovation or whatever, and you put everything together, you spend a lot of time on it, and then you put forth this hypothesis and it fails, and then you scrap it. It's not about something like that. It's not like giving up too soon, but maybe time and time again, you have put energy into that hypothesis or a different one, and it's still not working. And then you think, oh, I need to go back to the drawing board and figure this out. Maybe not knowing what's on the horizon, but there is something bright over there. And regardless, whatever that is, it's the thing. Walking away is the thing that brings this Queen and King of Pentacles together. So that's really interesting. So even just as an energy, this is a very nicely balanced energy. We've got the two complementary colors, red and green. We've got a coin down here, a coin up there. They're looking very content in each other's direction, but they're both sitting there like chill, relaxed. Okay. It's a very nice energy. All the things on the bottom that you don't see coming. Well, overthinking, fighting with yourself, not seeing the big key there that unlocks the door sitting there in your own pity. This is typically Pisces energy, but it's, it's kind of like the Empress of the minor arcana. The end of the road here. Time to put that burden down. Another ace. So that's the third ace we've had so far. Financial. Okay, and there's our Two of Wands again. I'm not going to go back any further. That's too far. Good stuff is coming. It really is. And hopefully you feel detached and protected. Back to those runes again. There's that feminine energy of like just sort of letting that water flow. But you're not white water rafting like in a bodysuit. You're going in protected with a guide maybe, and having done a little bit of training. So it's not like you're just diving into something unprepared. You are getting prepared to do the thing so that you can be in the flow. And the universe is saying, yes, we received your request. We have stamped it for approval. We are hitting a very fortunate time for you to start this. And you're ready to go. You're ready to embark on this. That's really, the best way I can describe it. So let's see. What is it that you're trying to manifest? On so many levels. It just feels good all around. There she is. Okay, very nice. So, not the quickest card in the deck. This is escaping certain difficulties, and we had this show up recently as well in the other readings. Six of Swords, getting out of just staying, I guess, a step ahead of the turbulence. And there's our Fool card. So I don't think this is so much the reset. The reset has happened. And this is really about the having faith that the universe has you. It's kind of like doing that, we've got the sacred geometry down there. What's that thing called when you stand with a friend and you fall back and they're supposed to catch you? That trust thing, that's what it is. Like the universe has your back. And it's not just the universe. The universe is allowing you a small team, probably your soul family, soulmates, all that kind of thing. Supportive people. Might be a small group, might be a group of two, but it's helpful energy. Okay, I'm going to pull out an oracle card. Let's see if that's it. Might not be it. Might be needs something else. Kind of like after dinner when I just feel like a little something else. Had a little too much of that lately. You will see in February, my face is going to change shape again. Rounder. So what's that little, there we go. Okay. So this goes along with our Six of Swords. Patience, it says, and on the back it says, yeah, this is exactly what I've been saying. It's amazing. Can sum it up on the back of one card. It says, you are entering a time of great love and peace. Be patient and allow the current storm to clear. resurrection, no more wounds, only love predicted for the future. Yeah, I need a little something else here. Let's see what I can give you. One last little thing. What am I going to give you? Oh, I know. Just a second. Stick my piece right up in the screen. Use the Sacred Creator. Sorry for making so much noise. Okay, same. They're by Chris Ann as well. Supposed to pull 3 of these. It seems like. That symbol. That's the same symbol. You are epic. I have chills, actually. It's hilarious to me. Number 4, right in the middle. Okay, the first card I pull is in the center because it's now. Okay. That was what we had in the Fool card. Let's see if I have it. Okay. Just here, they're all equal in thickness, and here 3 of them are darker, more bold. Now, to the left of this, we have number 34, which is a 7. So 4 and 7 is an 11. What are your show? Oh, God, my tongue is just not working. Your soul shines by the seashore. And it's a star. Okay. And then we have, what have I been talking about all this time? Divine Feminine, right? Divine Feminine's been doing most of that work, getting ready. And welcome the Divine Masculine. Lovely symbol. So I think now we're done. Now we are done for the day. So I'm going to try, I still haven't found the groove for this yet, but I'm going to try and put up weekly readings for all the signs. It's just that the energy seems to go longer, and then trying to be fair with everybody and make sure that it's, there's a message for every sign, but certain signs that pop up more frequently in the energy while I'm walking around. So until I feel like there's sort of something for everybody, it's, I kind of procrastinate with good reason, I guess. So I think tomorrow, Sunday, the 23rd, which you might be only seeing this tomorrow, which will be today. I will attempt to do, I guess it's now the bi-weekly, all individual signs reading. Okay, well, have a wonderful week, and start putting those things forth, start making those changes, start planning to make those changes. Never forget, we still have Mercury retrograde until February 4th. It's probably about a shadow week after that. So some big things that might require contractual things, that might be a little more tricky. You might want to hold off on that, but that's part of the planning to plan thing. Do all the parts that don't require that, so that when it's ready to pull the trigger, you can go. All right, that's it for now.